Everybody likes to go out to eat. But do any of you ever think about what happens behind the kitchen doors? Well, today we're going to talk about that and more. How do you even find the kitchen doors these days? People are popping up all over the place. Nobody knows what's happening out there. We're going to find out one of the wizards that makes everybody aware of what's out there. What's cooking? With the man who's been cooking in Orange County for a long time, Chef Pascal. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Paul. Paul is a producer, and he likes to listen, but also usually has some good questions, and in good English also. So sometimes
I'm your interpreter.
That does help. So we have a very special guest that you not think. I'm confused myself a bit because usually I have chef, so I won't be able to call her chef because she's not a chef. Are you? No.
She's a marketing chef.
She's a
media chef.
Yeah.
She's cooking up stories.
But the reason I'm very happy to have her as our guest today is because not everybody believes that you need an agency to help you doing the marketing for your brand, for your restaurant.
Restaurant speaks for itself. I don't need anybody to tell the story.
Yeah, and
food speaks for itself, right?
Yeah, what does she knows about my business? You know?
Right.
But sharing what your intentions are. I'm sure she's going to tell us, and they put you, the PR agency, they put you on a path that hopefully will give you more success. And
no good cooking alone. If you've got a bar, a restaurant, a brand, and nobody knows about it, then what good is that to anybody, you or them?
People may come, and they may forget you as well. So you have to remind them.
That's true.
Very important. But I don't want to be the only one doing the talk. So we have a Brook Larios, correct? And she is a CEO and
a creative CEO. It says in her bio, not just any CEO.
You have in that business you have to be creative.
You got to be a creative CEO.
Because if you're not creative, somebody else will do it. Yeah. And then you have to your brain. Well, look like I'm talking for her, but a brain is working well when it's a little bit different than others. You have to give a lot.
And what's her brand? We didn't push her brand. What's the name of her brand?
My brand is PlainClarity.
PlainClarity, not confused clarity.
It's right. It comes from a Mark Twain quote.
Which is what?
Plain clarity is better than ornate obscurity. One of my favorites.
Ornate obscurity. Oh, we're using the language well here today.
Why not loud and clear?
Right. Well, it is kind of right.
And so we met in very interesting circumstances. Can I say it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I was in one of my friends' bakery, patisserie. He used to work for me. He's a general manager.
Everybody used to work for you in this town. Everybody I walk into says, Chef Pascal, I worked for him once.
But I have to fire them sometimes because
she ran over one of our wires here.
I had to fire them because...
I think you're going to have to lift the chair there. There you go. Okay.
I have to fire them because they would not leave. So
they wouldn't leave. So. You're out.
So anyway, her and her daughter was waiting online at the door, and I was sitting there having my lunch, and
is this a long story? It's making it a long story.
Yeah. Don't we have 45 minutes?
Well, that's the show, folks. How I met.
No, but really quick because
too late for that.
The coincidence is that I'm in the restaurant business, and I go. I hate to see people waiting. So I go and say, is there anything I can do for you?
You're just there visiting and you
as
want
a guest,
to take the charge, okay.
And she said, my daughter would like to have anchovies on a niçoise salad. I said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then I run.
But you don't work there. It's not your place.
I run to the kitchen and talk to your chef. Say, can you bring some anchovies to my friend there?
For the niçoise salad.
Yeah, fun. and everybody's happy.
Yeah,
So,
that's how you make a friend right there.
yeah, we had a little anchovy connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Little
So
anchovy connection. All right. So how did you get into handling? Because you do specialize in bars and restaurants and liquor brands and hotels and
Yeah.
hospitality things.
Yeah. So I started as a reporter, and I was covering all sorts of chefs and restaurants, mainly in the San Diego area. Brian Malarkey had just come to town. He was at Ocean Air Seafood, and I was doing reviews on him. I was doing hard news. Meanwhile, I have a familial background in food service. My dad was the director of housing and residential dining over at UC Irvine. My grandma owned markets way back in the day.
Wow. Okay.
And so it was always this feeling of, okay, I could help and care about food. So, so I was a reporter, and I worked part-time at a restaurant, part-time at the newspaper, made a lot more money at the restaurant.
were you a reporter or you are writing also reviews?
Yeah, well, reporting on food, writing reviews, covering sustainable food, doing
And
all
when
of
you
it.
work for a newspaper, you do it all. One week you're covering a murder, the next week you're covering
know.
Yeah, it's
a
true.
restaurant. Yeah.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. So I was doing that and working at a restaurant, both making more money at the restaurant. I talked my way into PR with one of my restaurant clients, and that's kind of where that all started. And I recognized what I loved was I love food. I love food. I love the culture of it. I love the people behind it. I'm interested in the farmers and, the people who create the food, who make the food. And so that's
So full
where I came from.
disclosure, Chef knows a little bit, that maybe not all of this. Back in the day, back in the 80s, I had a PR and marketing firm. We mostly did celebrities, Johnny Mathis, Anthony Quinn, the police. We'd have a bunch of people. And we found it was fun to start having restaurant clients because we'd do it as trade. And then we would go take all our clients to eat at all these restaurants. And they loved it. We'd bring in celebrities and everything. It was a powerful thing.
Oh,
And that's
nice.
when I first started discovering going out to good restaurants and good food. And then it eventually led me to opening up my own bar and restaurant a million years later. So, and for a short while, I was a restaurant writer for a reviewer for the Riverside Press
Yeah,
Enterprise.
yeah.
So I did I'm very familiar with this. Let's jump to the heart of it. It's changed from when I was doing it in the 80s and the 90s. There were a handful of people, the Elmer Dills on Channel 7, Merrill Lynch at the old Herald Examiner, Ruth Reichel at the LA Times.
Yeah.
If you could get in their
Well, this-
attention, you made it.
Sadly, and I'm sure she's going to approve that, Brook, she is going to say yes to my statement. There is no more real large food section.
No,
And
they wiped them out.
There is no more real newspaper as well,
Right.
that you can on Sunday. you
And therefore,
spend-
there aren't dedicated, knowledgeable food reviewers that people follow and that will guide you to a choice. Now, I get that they were gatekeepers, and sometimes they maybe didn't like a certain style of food or didn't like you, and then you got a bad review. But by and large, they were knowledgeable people. You looked to them to tell you where the next cool thing was. How do you find the next cool thing
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you may agree with me, and you can tell us the changes. If I want to
Yeah.
answer a bit your question, but I'm sure you agree. Now it's more social media
Clearly.
with internet connection.
TikTok influencers and other things. and stuff.
Exactly. I
Right.
would say you may not like the name, but now a good PR agent is more of an influencer. What would be a difference between influencer and
Well,
PR?
and also before you go there, look at her name. As I typed in, I just say PR. She said, "Well, that's what I do, but it's PR and marketing because you got to
Yeah.
reach out through other ways." And she said, "And social,
Yeah.
because that is more than ever. You're not just trying to call up the register or the
No.
business.
Yeah, and
social.
it's never been mutually exclusive for us. So there's some firms that would say we're just doing PR.
Right.
We've
That's
always
all we
said,
did, yeah.
Right, and we would say, however we can connect you with those who will love and support you and
There you
help
go.
your longevity, that's what we do. So, and because my background is in reporting, there's a difference, right? That we look at things as, okay, we're not going to be pitchy. We're really going to give you good information if you're a member of the press, right? Because the press still does matter. We still work
yeah,
with
sure.
the folks. I mean, people still read Bill Addison, Jen Harris, these people in the LA Times,
Right.
right? And
Not like they once did, but they haven't completely gone away. Yeah.
right, for sure.
But honest to God, these TikTok influencers, of
Yeah.
which there are millions now, or Instagram influencers, or whatever.
That's what I
YouTube
want to know.
Yeah.
Do you like the term influencer?
I like the term tastemaker, which makes sense because it's
Yeah.
food related, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the sense. So I think it's a combination of things. Kind of back to your question, right? You still have to have the news media today. We still have clients that will say, I opened a restaurant back in Chicago. Now I'm in LA. Now I'm in San Diego, wherever it is. Somebody who's in town all of a sudden reads this article and says, I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. And then people flood there. So
Right.
our clients are still surprised when, people like Jeff Gordonier put them in, Esquire. We've had a client that was in 50 Best. These things still matter. And then at the same time, as you said, yes, it is the influencers, the tastemakers, but not only that, it's how do you use the information. So if we're posting content, it's, hey, we got to find, a trending audio, but not too trendy, like something that's on the cusp of trending. And then how do you look for, the tastemakers? Well, now it's a lot of micro influencers, as you said, Pascal, that term. The micro influencers are great because they're creating excellent content, but it's not clouding over in this larger sea of people.
Now, I'm going to ask a question of Pascal, because in your day, what years was Pascal's around? 80s to the 2000s?
Well, I
somewhere?
opened up in 1988.
And you were there for 25 years
Yes.
or something? Okay. In those days, there were a handful of people you had to get in front of. A Fifi Chow at the Business Journal.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody at the Register.
Cathy Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you approach them directly, or did you have an agency approach
Well,
them for you?
It's a kind of progressive. You learn at that time. You have to build up your media list.
Right. Yeah.
So I had a list that I wrote of journalists,
Right.
and so once a month, my wife and I used to write a newsletter, different.
Right.
It's
When
not
it was
much
truly a
newsletter,
newsletter. Yeah.
real newsletter, and then you build up an audience from that. But there was a printed list, and people had to write down their name or their.
But you reached out to the restaurant reviewers directly. Hey, we got something happening. Maybe you want to mention it. Maybe you want to come by. Maybe you want to check it out.
It did take times, and it's only when they found me or they write an article on me that I had a connection. But it's
So did you not think of using an agency? Because I think you got a good point. A lot of chefs say, "Oh no, I'm not. I'll do this myself. I don't need
because
to have
a lot of magazine on media, printed media, used to give you editorial if you buy ad.
Sure, advertorial.
And,
Right.
and not even a real ad, and then I said, well, where can you put
But you
some
couldn't buy your way into, for example, the LA Times. Ruth Reichel or Jonathan Gold wouldn't. I don't care how much you advertise with the LA Times; they're not coming out and giving you a great review. They were independent journalists,
Yes.
and there was a dividing line between the newsroom and that has shrunk through the years. It's gotten
For sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
they were really considered as critic.
yeah,
You know,
and sometimes they criticized you.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
they-
totally. And so we had to deal with that, but at least they put your name somewhere.
Right. And you are spending a lot of time making these lists and doing things that were not
Sure.
in your wheelhouse as much, right?
Yeah.
If you had an agency doing it, it gets you there so much more quickly because we have those relationships.
Well, now because you have internet connection, and then now at that time it was.
And let's go to
physical
today now. So
letter.
it isn't just getting some influencer, some tastemaker to tell your story or to bring you to their audience attention. It is you having to tell your story through social media, through your own YouTube channels, through your own, so which means generating your own content, generating your own shorts, generating your own interesting, whatever it is. It can't just be pictures of the food. It's got to be some story that you're telling. You help them develop those kinds of stories?
For sure, yeah. I mean, definitely navigating that space of how do you tell the story in a way that's going to reach the most people and have an impact, right?
Right.
And on top of that, too, it's if I'm telling this story about myself, that's still not a third-party endorsement. So that's why you're looking for the tastemakers and media and such to tell the story for you, because those are people who are trusted. Like when a friend says, hey, I love this restaurant versus, hey, this is my own restaurant, you're going to love it, right? The difference is that endorsement.
And do you help them craft or create events that will highlight what they do or bring people in? Because that was a missing ingredient. I found when I had a bar or restaurant, we could advertise all day long. Nobody would come in. But when we did a fun event, it was packed.
Actually,
For sure.
my first PR person that really helped me was doing that for me.
Events,
We had
yeah.
like, we even create a bartenders competition in my restaurant.
Yeah, right.
You know, you bring people in, you give them a reason to come, and you know, and then we have a specific food for the month, and now they create a restaurant weeks, all these things.
I'll tell you, does a great job of it. Is your friend who had the guest in here was it Vivian Wynn? Is that her name from
Yeah.
from Boss Cat
Yeah.
and 10? She's creating events all the time.
All the time.
And that's what brings people in the door or brings them back for the next fun, cool thing, up to and including the whiskey festival they just did and all these other things. She doesn't just say, hey, it's Taco Tuesday.
And part, you know, maybe that's one of the reasons I'm here in your studio.
Yeah, right.
Because,
right.
yeah, I want people to hear my name and my connections.
Clearly.
It's very important.
This is the world.
You have to stay connected. If not, people
Forget about
they
you.
forget about it.
Right. It is about connection. We want that, right? More
Yeah.
than anything. So you're right. The in-person events are beautiful. It's a great way to connect people. One of our clients, Club Kokomo Spirits, does bartender battles in different locations.
There you go.
And it's great because the bartenders get paid if they're, making the top drink of the night, and everyone's excited. People come into play. Sometimes, one time Mike Love himself was there from the Beach Boys.
Mike Love. Oh, I wish I could meet that guy. I'm a
he's
big Beach
part
Boy
of
butt.
the foundation of Kokomo, and actually,
Oh, Kokomo. You're saying like Kokomo, the song Kokomo?
Yeah, it's
Kokomo,
Club
yeah.
Kokomo Spirits. It's
Yeah,
the rum line. It's a beautiful,
oh.
pure product.
sadly, we cannot play it because it's a copyright. you know.
Exactly.
So
I could sing it for you, though.
no.
Do you want to do the harmony or do you want to do the
Can we
melody?
turn on the mic?
Can I tell you just a funny story? So I was watching something the other day. Kokomo, all these great songs. I was watching a special on Brian Wilson. All the classic songs he did, including things like God Only Knows, his complex songs that people revere and think he's a genius. The only number one they ever had was that silly thing Kokomo, which they didn't even write. It was a couple other, I forget. Carol
Mike
Baker
Love
said-
wrote the lyrics to
Oh, he
it.
did? I
He's
thought-
their only remaining songwriter
Yeah.
from Kokomo.
But in many ways, it was the silliest song they ever did, and it was their biggest hit because it was in the movie Cocktail.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Tom
will
Cruise,
watch that
right.
tonight.
Well, we
While
gotta
you
get
drink a cocktail,
We got to get
obviously.
Mike Love in here sometime. Now we got a connection to him. We got to get Mike Love to come on the show.
we
sometime.
almost did, but he had trouble. He lost a brother a few months ago.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry to
there's
hear
a
that.
lot going on. Yeah.
And,
How old is I'm sorry. How old is Mike Love? They got to be in like their 80s or late 70s.
Yeah, yep. He's in his early 80s,
Wow.
pushing to mid, and he tours
All
all
the
over
time.
all year. He's remarkable.
Because
I
he
mean,
keeps that brand alive. All the brothers are gone. Brian, Carl, Dennis, they're all gone, and he and Al Jardine are the only two, and I guess sort of Bruce, whatever his name is. Bruce,
and Bruce tours with him.
yeah.
Yep.
So
How cool is that? Okay, so you represent their brand and help them tell that story.
yes,
to
That's right, yeah.
actually, Kokomo came, Park Club where the chef here,
Yeah,
Chef Daniel,
the Park Club, right?
and they did a presentation because of our connection.
Yeah.
We brought Kokomo to the Park Club, and they came and did a kind of a little
Did like a tasting,
tasting,
there.
but
Mhm.
we had to
Yeah.
make our own cocktail,
Yeah.
things like that. They're very, very active.
Can I go down a little rabbit hole for a second? So I had a bar called Kelly McHugh's. Was here for 15 years on Mission Viejo. This is back in the 80s and 90s. You couldn't give rum away. You go to the islands, that's all people drink. But you come here, couldn't give it away. It was all vodka, of course, and then the brown goods, the tequilas, and the scotches and stuff.
because you're American.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think all that's changing, and I think gin was another one we couldn't give away. Now gin's having its moment.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. We had some kids in here
But
a while
the
ago talking about
French-
mezcal.
The French always love rum.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because they're the one that took rum outside of the Caribbean, outside of the
Oh, they were the
islands.
ones pushing that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, and but actually, Kokomo is made and distilled in New Orleans, correct?
No, in San Diego.
Oh, San
San Diego? Okay.
Yes, Jeff Longnecker, who
wow.
with Seven Caves Distillery, he's their distiller. He's a master distiller.
Now
and
I know why you live in San Diego.
because I have to drink it all.
And what I did
can't drive
when I
here
did
after
go to
that.
the Caribbean a couple of times, the rum you have there is spectacular.
Ah.
It's not just the cheap,
It's more artisanal.
Yes,
It's called
artisanal,
rum
yeah.
agricole.
Exactly.
And then, So, but talking about that, celebrities on liquor, you also represent Bash 22.
That's right. That's right.
There's
Yep.
another one.
Aquavit. Yep.
It's
American
no,
Aquavit.
it's
And tell the story. That was you told me the story, and I met the guy. This is the famous actor's
Yeah,
son,
Arkin. Yeah.
Alan Arkin's son.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Matthew
Catch
Arkin.
22 and a million other movies and stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. And not everybody knows Aquavi, but once you try it, it's very herbal and
That's another one because that's like a Scandinavian spirit or something.
Yep. And they have
But
an
it's not
American
a-
version, so
yeah.
it's a little more approachable.
Yeah.
Well, a lot more. It's delicious. It
Yes.
really is.
Oh,
And you can use it in place of myriad other spirits.
So we went to some big
yeah.
event. I forgot what it was
Chartreuse.
for some big. You invited me, and we went along one of these big private tastings for charity, and he was there, and I got to meet him and taste it. I don't think I had 10 years of owning a bar. I don't think I ever tried an aqua bee,
Yeah.
a water of
What'd you
life.
think?
I was really blown away. It was. I thought it would be sweetie after dinnery kind of stuff. It wasn't.
you know, in Northern Europe,
I thought it'd be syrupy. sweetie.
Norway or Sweden, or even Denmark, you eat herrings and drink
Herring, yeah.
Aquavi.
Oof.
Oh, so good.
Delicious,
Yeah,
delicious.
that is-
Well, you know, Matthew, one of the reasons he decided to create it was because he had it with his dad in Europe on set. They had no idea at the time what it was. And he was like, what's this thing? And his dad goes, oh, you should start making this. He goes, what am I going to do? Make it in my bathtub? Like, what are you talking about? What?
Yeah,
That's what
make
I,
it. What do I know about making it?
I would need to watch a movie after you had a couple of those shots, you know.
Yeah.
So
Maybe-
how would you describe aquavit for people who haven't tasted it? Because it is an after dinner liqueur, right?
Is that what the grain is? The cumin or on caraway?
Caraway.
It's
I love
caraway. So it
caraway.
has to have caraway in it. That's what makes it an aquavit. And it's smooth, it's herbaceous. Some
Very-
of them are a
very
little
herby
anise
flavor, yeah.
forward.
Yes.
But
Which is that kind of fennel anise, which is licorice kind of flavor.
Yeah, it's less perfumey like jeans. Nothing against
no.
jeans, but you know, there's gin on gin. But Aquavi is really, I don't know. It's you think drinking something that is good for you.
But there's so many
Yeah.
anise, licorice flavored liqueurs, after dinner liqueurs in France. You have
Yeah.
which one? Which one am I thinking of?
Well, most of the time we're drinking before is pastis. You know?
Pastis. And then in Italy you have
You have
sambuca, or
Sambuca.
that's Greek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there are varieties out there that people are familiar with. I was not familiar with aquavit, and I don't know why.
and it's not as strong. It doesn't have that really strong.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I thought it was very approachable. It was
If
very
you are
nice, very tasty.
over 21.
Right. For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Could be.
Always.
So there's two unique brands, an Aquavit and a Kokomo rum. That's a natural because everybody still knows and loves that song. What other kinds of brands approach you to tell their story?
We work with a lot of restaurants. That's one of our sweet spots. So, we have Matsu, which is a beautiful modern Japanese restaurant over in Oceanside, and 24 Suns. We help them get Michelin listed. They're enormously talented.
Michelin, you got a Michelin listed restaurant? Wow.
Yep. They're great. They're phenomenal. They came from Addison, and they've been
You know, the son we talk about
Yeah,
the 3 star.
let's just rattle that off for people who don't know. Addison is the only 3-star Michelin restaurant in
in San Diego.
San
Mhm.
Diego.
Oh,
And it's like a hotel and a
it's
resort.
a resort.
And it's, you had a guest here saying it's the most spectacular.
Yeah. And the chefs what worked at Venu, I mean, they've been at great places, but what they've done that's really cool is they've taken Chinese cuisine and they look at it and say, what you've had here has been all kind of the same Chinese cuisine
Yeah,
generally,
right.
but there are so many regions serving different types, and we're not going to just make different types. We're going to change our menu every 2 weeks, so you have a different experience every time you
Wow.
come in.
Travel around China.
So yeah, very
it-
cool.
It's a big country. You can.
Big country, I guess. It doesn't all taste the same, yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
if you do a Chinese regional cuisine, yeah.
yeah.
So it sounds like you're really focusing on unique niches. Yeah, I don't hear, well, we're just doing another burger restaurant. Maybe you do, but you're trying to, people come to you because they're trying to break through with a brand, a style of liquor, a style of food that's even harder to sell because no one's ever seen it before.
Yeah, but also you work with people who have personality.
That's
It's very
what.
important.
Thank you. I was going to say, if there's one thing I can really impart, it's we love our clients. So some people might say, we're going to look at this type of cuisine. We're going to look, and what we do is we meet with the person, and when you have that connection, then you want to tell that story
There you
and
go.
you want to become
I'm
part of
not
it.
sure she likes me or not.
I
because
don't.
She hasn't asked me.
Well,
Never asked you
well,
promote your coffee.
Pascal, I can
or anything
help
else
you.
there. Yeah.
I mean, you are trying a new type of tea because of me. I'm
Ah.
just saying.
Yeah.
So what do you do today? This is the question I want to learn in the last 15, 20 minutes here. How do you promote anything today? Because when I was doing, I did have this PR firm, and when we promoted, there were a handful of people. If you got in the LA Times, if you got in Esquire magazine, if you got in a handful of things, boom, you were there. And so we fought all to get that limited amount of attention. Today, those big brands, for the most part, have faded. And now there's a billion places to go. There are a million micro influencers instead of one or two monster influencers. So how, and in many cases, you got to tell your own story, create your own content.
To add to your statement, every client is an influencer because
Yes,
they
themselves,
they
yeah.
post on Facebook,
Absolutely.
on social media. So
You had that one guy here who was been on Top Chef, and I forget the tattooed kid that
Yeah.
was oh my God, from the minute he arrived, he's filming himself, shooting himself,
Yeah.
and promoting himself, talking to his audience. I'm live, I'm here, I'm later. He's got a team that literally follows him and is shooting stuff. He must do this 24 hours a day as he wanders through the world. He's
Totally.
constantly shooting his content.
That is how it is for
Yeah.
people, especially younger folks who
Right.
are on the rise. They're posting, they're getting on Hell's Kitchen, they're getting on different shows,
Right.
posting around, and they're doing a lot of legwork themselves, which is remarkable to
more
see.
than legwork, they have tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
And
Neck.
a look
yeah.
and everything. So did you, it was a different day when you were there. You clearly were trying to get attention.
Yeah.
But a lot of the attention that you got wasn't Chef Pascal's reality show and his life and him on a talk show.
I will say, to go to the name of your company, it was more clear clarity.
Yeah.
You know, because it was really.
You
come
weren't
directly.
you weren't doing goofy stunts just to get on the news. Or
No,
something.
no.
We're
But
gonna
I
make the
learned,
biggest cake in the world or something.
I learned later, probably because of I saw some agencies that just push one way. Say, oh, maybe it's just a trend. Let's do
And
it.
I worry that too many chefs today are famous just for being famous. They've never really owned a restaurant. They don't know I don't even know if they're great chefs, but they're great influencers. They're great personalities.
Well, they think their name is big enough and good enough.
And then their name is on everything. It's on a line of clothing. It's on a line of liquor.
Well,
It's on a line of restaurants. And
His
their name
branding and Brook does that too.
Right.
And they just
your
develop.
clients are calling her right now. She can't even get 5 minutes away from her. They're calling her up.
The thing I always tell my clients, turn off your phone.
So it's a different world. To get found today, to cut through the noise, to billions of YouTube channels, billions of influencers, lack of the decline of traditional media. What's your strategy? How do you tell people to
You
break
have
through?
to hit, first of all, you have to start with a good story.
Well,
Tell it
that's
the right
cool.
way. So that's the beginning of it. And
Can I stop you for a second? Do they all know the story, or do you help them find the story?
we help them craft the story. Many of them know the story, but it's how do you tell it in a way that reaches the most people
Right.
and hits them in the heart, right? Because
Hit
we
'em in the
are,
heart, exactly.
yeah, that's what's important. And so it is helping them craft the story. It's helping them then place the story, get it in the right places, and also telling it in different ways because there are so many different ways to tell it. We have a client, Little Fawn, over in Oceanside also, and the owner's like, oh, I didn't, everything that's coming out lately is this angle of I have my background, my familial background is Lebanese and the food is Mediterranean. And he's like, I wouldn't have thought to talk about that. And so, yeah, I mean, he wants to talk about also some of his other cool backgrounds, which is he was a clothing designer and all these other areas. But, we look for what fits, like where does the story fit?
Right.
Yeah. And talking about that, you're not just a social media person. You're also a competitor. You like competition on your own.
We're losing you out of the mic there.
Yeah, you like to compete. And can you tell us what you like to do in your own competition?
Oh, well,
I mean, in her real life?
in my real life.
What little of that she gets.
For
And
little sliver of time.
the early morning life. Yeah.
That it's true. Yes, I am a runner, so I've done ultra marathons and marathons and all that good
Ultra
stuff.
marathons. That's beyond 50 miles.
It's beyond 26.2 miles. So in my spare time, I'm running. I'm in a band, so I'll kind of
Do you
fun
ever
things.
go? We did a show for a short while here to go down a rabbit hole for a second. I thought it was ultra runners where they go 100 miles. These nuts that go 100 miles.
My furthest so far has been 38 miles, but I have friends who've done 200, 300.
You run all weekend. You just keep
Yeah.
running until you drop, and
You
they
run,
can literally
yep.
go 100 miles.
Take a nap while standing up.
Earlier today, we came across to go to the same place, Urban Ranch.
Shout out to Urban Ranch.
She was
here in New York
surprised
City.
to see me there. So, well, that's my hangout before.
It's like our local food hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's. Did you walk from San Diego this morning? I said, yes, right.
Yeah, I ran, and
She
I
ran
wanted
up.
to race you back, and you wouldn't do it. But maybe next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But French men run fast.
Okay, I'll take
I won't
heed.
even go down that. I don't even know where that's going. But I can see the connection between serious running, long distance running, ultra, because that is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Too many PR people and promoters. I'm going to get a fast splash. I'm going to get a quick story. I'm going to get some immediate attention, and then it fades.
That's a good way to tie it in, Paul.
My point is not what she does personally, but it's the reason she does it, because you are competitive, and you compete with yourself, and then when somebody comes to you, you say, okay, let's see what works. And talking about that, how do you measure the response? Because your client want to know, okay,
Am I
what's
getting
going to
anything
happen?
for
Am I
this?
getting anything? When you used to buy ad in the newspaper,
You could count the
you
coupons.
say
as
we
they
don't
came in.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, first, I'd be remiss not to say that I have a team of people who are exquisite
Clearly, yeah.
in the way that they
Not
work
just
too.
you. Yeah, right.
It's not just me at all. So I have them, they're measuring, they're looking at, we have actual data points we can pull from different systems now to see, hey, is this influencer going to be the right fit for a client? Is this publication the right fit for the client? So we're looking at those metrics too, which could be unique visitors per month, but it could also be when we're looking at, for instance, tastemakers who are posting on Instagram and such. We're not just looking at how many people are following them. We're looking to see what's the quality of the follower. Are these true followers? Or are they purchased followers?
yeah. Also,
And it's not just how many, it's who they are and what do they do next.
and talking about quality. Do you accept to work with a client and bring you a product that you don't like?
Yeah, see, that's a
Oh.
great question.
That's a hard
Do
one.
you allow people
How much
to eat
money
your
you got?
food? Right. No, we have turned down clients who we felt we were not the right fit for. We have worked with clients and done really well for them, and then felt that maybe they came back to us with another brand, and we realized we were just not the right fit. And so we'll usually recommend another firm to them or another person. We get along with a lot of other firms in town and out and about, and so that's helpful as well. But we wouldn't represent a brand that we don't believe in. We have never done that, and we would never do that.
Good. That's great. All right.
That's a hard thing to say because when they walk in with money, I got a crappy product, but I got a lot of money behind this. Well, let's find something we like here.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's easier in our world, in my world, if they make reservation, it's going to be a nice or a mean client.
Right.
It's just
Yeah, right. Exactly. If they're going to be a mean client, you tell them
Yeah.
to go away, even though they got a big, they're going to bring a bunch of people and eat there every week.
It's such a personal relationship with these clients that if there is not that synergy, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So
that's
so you do work with a client, try to understand their philosophy as well,
Right.
on personality through the product as well.
right, for sure, for sure.
I'll tell you what I found the most troubling when we go into a restaurant and you'd say, all right, so what is this? A French restaurant. Great. Tell me what's your best dish. Tell me what we're out to promote. Tell me the story. I thought they'd have it all written out. I talked to the chef. He'd say one thing. Oh, you must try this. Or I talked to the owner. Oh, no. Everybody likes this. It's because it's cheap. It's fun. I talked to the staff. No, they don't any of that. They love it because we got this crazy beer here or something. Everybody had a different vision of what was great about that place. And I said, I can't tell 5 stories. I'm going to start with one.
Most of the places, the first thing I'm going to tell you is the most expensive item on the menu.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And that may not be really what the customers
and
come
if
for.
you had that person, did you try it? Did you eat it? No, the chef doesn't want us to eat his own food because we have to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's what makes difference between a good place and a not so good place. If you're a chef or a manager, you let your staff test.
Yes.
You insist they taste.
Very important.
Because when the client asks you what it is, you can't say, I don't know, I've never tried
Well,
it.
exactly. I hate that when I ask, oh, what do you think
That's the
about
worst.
this? Oh, I never tried it.
Right.
Oh, is there any garlic in? Oh, let me ask the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
a different level of training. And you know, right? That's the way. The other thing that gets me that I don't enjoy at a restaurant is when they say, this is what's popular. Because
Yeah.
I don't.
People
I don't
seem
care.
to like this. Yeah.
Right. When I worked at restaurants, the items that were most popular were not my favorite. And often they aren't. So it's like, well, what do you, I usually say, well, what do you eat in your spare time here? What do you know? And hopefully they do eat there, right?
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah.
Or when the girl says, or the guy says, and you say, you're in a burger joint, you say, which burger do you like? I say, well, I don't eat burgers. Well, then why are you working here at a place that sells burgers? Or why do you, I don't eat this French food, or I'm a vegetarian and this is a steak restaurant or something.
Right.
Why are
We
you
find that among chefs too. Chefs who are vegan, who are cooking meat and all
Right.
sorts of things. We had a client, a great client. He's a wonderful Mexican chef. He cooks Mexican food. He's allergic to avocados. So it's it's
never
very
know.
interesting.
So finding the story, I always found to be not as easy as I thought it would be. I thought they'd tell me the story. I had to go find the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very important that also, unfortunately, there are some trends,
Sure.
you know, and personally, I don't like trends because I want to keep my own image.
But everybody's looking for this today. They're
Yeah.
looking for a certain type of food or a certain type of cuisine.
Well, actually, I have to say, celebrity branding of pleasure in liquor is kind of a trend.
Oh, huge.
Yeah,
For sure.
and
If there's
either
an-
it's wine.
I think it is in restaurants. How many restaurants have we talked about? You walk in and this is a Michelin star designed, some famous Michelin star
Yeah.
cook designed this. Where is he? Oh, he never comes.
No,
He just designed the menu and he put his name on it, and
Yeah.
it's his cuisine, it's his style,
But you know,
but he's not here.
people used to celebrity used to buy wineries in Napa Valley and
Clearly.
Sonoma.
Oh, tons of them.
Now they've shifted to more hard drink.
Tequilas,
yeah.
George Clooney, and
Yeah.
like he did, made $1 billion
Yeah,
off of
yeah.
Tres Amigos. And
But you know, why not? You know, because you already have an audience.
they'll do whatever you say.
That's it. You know,
They'll
they-
follow your
Well, but
example.
Just what like you do. We have to bring people to come in and try something for curiosity. The public is curious.
I
and
am.
if
I'm
you
not
say,
sure everybody is, but I am.
Very curious. So you grab put that. But if you have nobody that puts this in front of them, they will never know.
But I'll
And that's
say-
why you.
I'll see if
you
she
bless.
agrees with this. Branding has changed. PR, marketing, branding, whatever you want to call it. The idea of bringing people in. Now they want to know this. They don't want an anonymous chef. I don't know who cooked this. I don't know where the food came from. They want to know the story of the food. Maybe it's sustainable. Maybe you're helping some little farmer somewhere. It's locally sourced or whatever. They want to know the chef's story, his passion, how he got into this. They want to feel connected to more than just the food.
It's true. And especially the younger generations
Especially.
also want to know what is different and what is maybe funky. So, you know, like there's these folks that are serving a dish from Mexico out of the trunk of their car and people are lining up. And this is the thing. So it's also like, what is the thing that's a little different that's going to be, you know, so by my house, there's a cottage restaurant around the corner in this backyard of these people's house. They're making Oaxacan food and you would never know. They don't market it. It's nowhere to be found. I just
It's
happened
like
upon
a
it.
speakeasy today.
Exactly.
You have to
and they've got
know
a
somebody
full
to find
kitchen.
it.
Right, right. So those are the type of things that get a lot of people interested too, right? They want
So there's
something
the
new.
novelty of it.
So
or it's
that,
the
that's
rarity.
a little kiosk.
What's that?
She's
that's
saying
a-
at a house. Somebody's cooking out of
Yeah.
the house.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You come.
Oh,
I've
both
seen
can-
more and more of
have
this
to
where
try that.
people, I don't know how they get by with permits and stuff, but where they're literally cooking at a house
Yeah.
in a neighborhood.
It's a cottage industry is what they call it. So you're able
Yeah,
to.
you need to have a
yeah.
cottage
License.
license from the health
Health.
department.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it literally is like a little funky cottage that people can stay at or did stay at, and somehow you get to go in a
Yeah,
neighborhood
yeah.
and walk up to their
But
back
you-
window and buy food.
You have most of the time you have original food from the family, from the parents that
Yeah.
brought into our culture, and it's very cultural as well. So but you're not connected with that. It's just
I just think it's cool.
You're
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so
The chef lives on the property; it's their house,
Right. Right. For sure. Yeah.
and they grow the stuff in the back garden here.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely. Yeah, there's an abuelita that makes ice cream and sells it only on Saturdays out of her mobile home. I mean, these are such cool stories, and that's the thing. Like that gets people excited too, just as much as the Michelin chef.
Well, and having been a
Yes.
reporter, I know that reporters are always looking for something clever and interesting because they're writing the same old thing every day, every day. They want somebody to go, wow. So if they can find something there, they in particular, and same thing with influencers, if they want to go cover something for the YouTube channel or their Instagram reels or whatever, just like a reporter, they want to find the unusual, the different, the special.
For sure.
Yeah.
One of my friends who's a reporter, I told her about this great coffee shop that doesn't have a sign on the door. You'd never know it's there. It always looks closed. And she said, "Oh,
I gotta go.
do they want to be written about?" And I said, "No, but you can come with us." So we went and we went there. She listened to the guy's story, and it's fascinating. He's got music going out of there, these great set lists. He's a musician. He's got his art, and he's just a super cool human. But he said the same thing. I don't want to be covered.
Oh, can we tell the name of it? Now you've got
No.
everybody.
No.
We can't. We
No.
gotta know somebody.
Don't you listen? You just don't want people.
I know, but you can tell us.
I know. Well, I'll take you there.
You can tell us.
I'll take you. Oh,
All right.
just you. Just you guys.
Just me.
Shh, okay.
Just for us.
So-
What city is it in? Give us a hint.
So
It's in Encinitas.
Encinitas, okay.
couple of things. If you want to experience a couple of the liquor brand that she represents,
She's hyping, hawking, promoting, little PR terms here, right?
join us at Table 410
Ah.
and introduce Batch 22, Kokomo, and they,
I'd love to try the Kokomo rum.
Yeah,
I
they-
love the
they will
Beach
give
Boys
you
so much.
during
It's clean and beautiful.
the reception, they will give you a little taste of it, So Table 410. It's
So if we know you, then we can know some of these special hidden gems that she
yeah,
goes
I'm,
through.
right.
I'm right in the middle of the connection. And then the Table 410 is the fundraiser for my foundation.
Is there a website for that, Table for 10?
Yeah, Table 410.
Or do you have to know somebody?
No, you can go online and say Table 410 Orange County 2026.
When's that next one?
It's going to be March 1st.
Okay.
And it's to raise money for my scholarship for Saddleback. So,
And the idea is that you go to a table, there's only 10 people at the table, and you pay a bunch of money to sit at the table, and a different chef serves every
yes,
table.
yes.
So
So it's
fancy chef is your chef for those 10 people
So
at
it's
that
a
table.
culinary scholarship, and it's a great event. And
Such a great idea for
so,
an event.
so come and try the Batch 22 on Kokomo and have a good dinner. Yeah.
And maybe meet you.
And
Maybe
meet you.
Yeah,
Meet the
me.
real info, the
Yeah.
original info, the
Yeah,
OG.
The OG. It's true. Jinx.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So,
how do they reach you if they want to learn
Yeah.
more about the work you do or need some help telling their story and promoting themselves?
For us, they can go to our website, PlainClarity.com, PLAIN clarity.com.
Okay.
We have obviously all the social media channels as well. They can check us out there and all of our great clients, but that's a good way to start. And we may also tell them where that coffee shop is.
That's the catch. If you come
Ooh.
in and you call, then you lead them on this, on your own little.
Yeah.
I'll bet you do kind of, because you're in the know and you're running around the world of influencers and stuff. They must mumble to you, "Hey, have you seen this place? Have you tried this thing here?"
Yeah.
And that's where you get all these little hidden gems that out of the way speakeasies that have no sign on the door,
Yeah.
the coffee shop that's out of somebody's backyard. Or
well,
Right.
some people like that, but some restaurants actually to go back because you need to have a successful business ourselves.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying,
So
but she
I'm
must
glad
know.
some people want to expand their business and make their name known, like a brand can be nationwide known.
And I'll tell you, in fact, I was going to tell you this off air, but I did get those people to agree to come on that started this chain, 450 restaurants. Listen to this. I'll give a little plug for somebody else. They came in on another show, Pollo Campero. I never heard of them. I know there's a couple in Orange County in the Hispanic community, and they're known for their fried chicken, and it's a fast food kind of thing. I thought they got 3, 4, 5 of them. Good for them. They came in. This started out of Guatemala, out of a little shop in Guatemala.
Yeah.
It's spread throughout Guatemala. They have 450 of them around the world
I
now.
heard that. I can't wait to go
180
try
of them
it.
here in this country,
yeah.
including
Wow.
half a dozen here in Orange County. And they try and make it more of a mi familia, a family. They serve you rather than just pass the food out. And they source the chicken locally. They do all this stuff,
Well,
even
so
though it's a fast food.
It's like a cousin lobster.
You talk about that. You met this
They
guy.
have
He wa-
thousands of
Food trucks,
Food
yeah.
trucks. Unbelievable. They make a fortune.
So how do you take from what is a very small coffee shop, a local fried chicken shack, a local food truck? You would think it would always stay small. Somebody along the way found a story and blew it up
Well,
and turned it into a big brand.
I believe you do sell story to radio, to TV show.
Oh, I'm a
interview.
sucker for stories.
And
Yeah, I have people come in
You-
because of stories.
do you have any success story like that?
For sure. I mean, we have.
No, she's never had any success.
We don't, unfortunately.
Fortunately, they paid
You
us
need
for
to have a PR agency for yourself.
Do you know anyone?
Yeah. PR people at the worst at promoting themselves. I would tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our success. We have many success stories. I think some.
Tell it. What I
that
meant to say is, tell us a story, any story of how you've something you
So,
took somebody to
yeah.
some place and it went to another level.
One
Don't
of-
say, have
one
you
of-
got one? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got a million of them.
One of my favorites is Duckfoot Brewing.
What was it?
Duckfoot Brewing. So
Duckfoot?
yeah,
Okay.
so that's another San Diego brand. And these guys had been, in the corporate world forever. One of them worked on Wall Street. The other one worked for Qualcomm. And they're like, man, we want to start a brewery.
Yeah.
And one of them said he was a decorated home brewer. The other one goes, I love beer, but then he found out he had celiac disease.
Oh,
So then he's like, well, what do I do? And then he finds out there's this enzyme that makes it so we can still have the beer, right? You put the
Okay.
enzyme, which now you find by and large in a lot of beers. So these guys wanted to launch this brewery out of nowhere, largely unknown in the industry. They asked us to help. First thing that happens is there is an issue with importing goods here. And so we have to tell the story of this is how this is impacting a small business. So we did a business story there. Then we go on to, okay, now it's actually time to launch them. So
not just consumer branding, but you got to do a business brand.
exactly. And that started because they were waiting. They had basically all of their equipment were out on ships waiting to come in. So we started there. We started building, and then we got to do, which was so fun. We got to create their story. And they said, we want to be irreverent and we want to be bold. We don't want to be corporate. And so they let us just do something fun, make it irreverent, make it different. That made them stand out. And then I said, how comfortable are you with being risky
Yeah.
in a way that we know will still work? And they said, we're fully comfortable with it. So we launched them as an April Fool's joke. And what we did is we said, we've sent out this press release. Now, we do a lot of very like pinpointing pitching one-on-one, but we did a press release first. And in it, we said, okay, they're going to take over part of the Timken Museum over in Balboa Park. They have a duck pond there. They're going to feed the ducks with their hops that are left over from their process, but they're going to first use that water the ducks are in to, for their brewing, this
And
whole
this
thing.
is all a joke.
All a joke. And then we said, this is the thing about Balboa Park in San Diego is it's always been like whatever the zeitgeist is. So now
Right.
it is craft beer. So we've sent this out and all the big magazine editors, everyone, all the TV stations are, what's going on? They're calling us. We're going to stop the press of what we're
Did you
doing.
call it from the pound to your glass?
Pond de glass is the new, is that your new trend?
That's the new trend.
Don't drink his beer, guys. Yeah. So it went. And then at the end of it, we said, go to this website, which was a pop-up that said April Fools from their site. And a lot of press are busy, right? They're not going to go there. So a bunch of them are freaking out.
Showed up.
And one guy, Pete Rowe, who's a beer writer for the Union Tribune, he calls and he goes, "This is April Fool's, right?" Only one who got it, really. So it's a massive amount of press. We go do hand-to-hand drop-offs at press people's house, at influencers' houses, of this beautiful beer glass that then has wrapped around it, has an invitation
This
that
is
makes
a
it
very
look
elaborate
right.
campaign.
It looks like it's got beer in it. We hand it to them. They come to this event. They get to know each other. They're drinking. They're tasting the beer. It goes on. And here's a ticket to come back to this. And it ended up, they had lines around the door at opening. They were in
Everybody
the
was
black
talking
the
about
first month. It was really cool to watch it.
See, that's
It's
what you
very
can do.
important because you said the words earlier. Business plan.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, I mean, I'm sure you agree with me, when you plan to open a restaurant or developing a brand, putting it on the market, make sure that type of marketing is part of your business plan.
Absolutely. Particularly if you have a fun concept. Because what you got to is tell me the heart of the concept. Is it fun? Is it silly? Is it creative?
Yeah.
How far you want to go with this? And then that inform them, all right, then we'll craft a campaign and a message and everything around that, rather than
going
I
back
make good food. Yeah.
to a statement I made earlier, you will stand out from the other.
And you're the first one to
grandpa.
say these days, you can't just cook good food. You have to have a concept.
Yes.
But you also have to be authentic, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to come in and tell someone this is what you should be and now let's craft this brand because of our big idea.
Right.
It is start with who are you? We
Right.
get to know who you are. And then based on that, now what can we do? Like you said, Paul, right? We ask them, right? They want to be irreverent, great. But it's got to be on brand
We're
for
not
that
going to
person.
impose that upon you because that's what's hip these days. You're a serious.
Because then it's the PR stunt. And where's it going to go from there? You're going to get tired of
So
it.
as a last question,
Yes.
you
The last question. And don't ask her, so have you ever had any
It's
success?
not the Pendleton. It is not. Yeah.
really?
That's the worst question I've ever heard anybody
No.
ask a PR person. So tell me, have you ever had any success? No, we're still looking for some success.
That's why we're here.
More to come. So, do you believe, or you make people believe, we have to tell them, say, you can have a good business, but if you involve in it or on a PR agency is involved, you have more chance to be successful.
Yeah, we'll get you there quicker, if anything,
Yes.
right?
You
So,
can always get found the hard way, but do you want to wait 10 years to get found?
do you have the money and the time
No,
to do that?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to be launching also like a DIY PR service where we can give you a lot of the resources you
Don't
need.
teach them how to do it.
Well,
you know,
the
the-
connections still have to be there, right? But at least for those businesses that are smaller and they just need the help to get launched, and then this will help them
And I'm
start
going to
off.
say it's more than connections. Clearly, PR people develop connections and have relationships with you. But it's creativity. Now I get it. A creative CEO. That's what it says in her bio here.
And I've learned in the past, because it was mostly printed media, you have to be presenting and do a press release at least 3 months ahead.
Oh,
Yep.
please.
So
I can't tell you how many
'Cause-
people pitch me to come on the
Yeah.
station and they say for an event tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we're just sitting around, we got nothing to do. We're booked.
But fortunately, now because of the fast information,
Yeah. The lead times are different now.
it's very different. You know, you could make somebody successful almost overnight.
Right.
You know? So-
Yeah, we used to say to clients, okay, and if you look for an in-flight magazine, we're pitching a year out. Okay, but now they can be online
Yeah.
within minutes.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
But you got to understand. All right. Well, I understand. We're out of time. How do they reach you again? One more time.
PlainClarity.com.
That's pretty plain and pretty clear.
Thank you.
So
Excellent.
one of the main reasons I wanted Brook to come here and present what she does, because this is part of being the kitchen door.
It really
Because
is.
it's not just cooking or serving. You
No,
need
more
to
than
put
ever.
Yeah, you need to put that on your agenda when you have.
And I say it's harder than ever because there's so many channels and so many people out there. It isn't easy. If you got found by the reviewer of the San Diego Union Tribune, you instantly had a line around your door.
Yeah.
It was hard to get their attention, but if you did, they brought you people. Today, I don't know if there is a one answer. If I get this, they will come.
Yes. Well, you mean you open the door to them?
Lots of things you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, lots of things we got to talk about each and every week here on Behind the Kitchen Door. How do they reach Chef Pascal? I thought you
Thank you,
wanted her
Brook.
to take you on as a client and promote you now here.
Well, we'll see after the show.
That was, I thought, the whole strategy here.
Maybe I get a good deal.
And cut.
You see, maybe next I'll be even more famous, you know?
Right.
So
right.
maybe I give you the challenge.
Well,
for
you've
that.
got to wear that coat.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
coats.
It's
Okay.
cool.
All right.
Yeah, right. Because
Very
the trends always come back.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks for joining us. Okay. Well, there you have it. There's a lot going on behind the kitchen door. A lot of things you hadn't thought about if you're thinking about opening a restaurant, or if you're just wondering how they get found, how they succeed, how they keep alive in this competitive time. We're all going to talk about it on this show, Behind the Kitchen Doors with Chef Pascal, right here in Orange County's only community conversation, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Feel Applied Innovation.